Hey guys, JP here with Breathe Massage and Fitness in Littleton, Colorado, and today I would like to debunk some of the pseudoscience behind cupping, or so people call it, pseudoscience. That is just not true at all. And my first go-to for this argument is look at Michael Phelps. He's kind of the man that made cupping known or popular-ish in the States here. And you know who recommended to do the cupping? It was his physical therapist. And you know who does not mess with pseudoscience in any way, shape, or form? Physical therapists. So, that being said, I recently commented on a Reddit post. I'll actually link it in the description. And I'm making this video a little heated, to be honest with you, because there was another massage therapist that commented on it and said, cupping is pseudoscience and something about stagnant blood. And I was like, okay, so you make a really valid point that stagnant blood is not a thing. It's, in my opinion, an exaggeration that probably some other great massage therapist at marketing came up with and use it as a reason to get new clients. Like, oh, we'll remove the stagnant blood. Oh, I didn't know I had stagnant blood. Oh, you do. So anyways, cupping, what it does, if you type in what does cupping do, the first thing that always pops up is improve circulation. And that is true, but how it improves circulation is what it doesn't really get into, that people need educating on. And all a cupping really does is it stretches fascial tissue. I cannot say this enough times. Cupping just stretches fascial tissue. That's it. It stretches the muscles a tad bit, but very minuscule. It's really best focused on stretching that fascial tissue. I actually think it's better than hand manual myofascial release, just because the pressure is more consistent, and fascial tissue is known as a non-Newtonian force, means the more you try to stretch it, the more or the harder you try to stretch it, the more it's going to resist. As opposed to you ease into it, it's actually going to stretch a lot more faster and then more efficiently. Cupping does improve circulation by stretching the fascial tissue, essentially unclamping the hose for your blood vessels, right? Fascial tissue is superficial to the musculature, and it also is intertwined between all the muscle fibers all the way down to the outside of the bone. If that is tight, then it's gonna clamp those blood vessels. So if you stretch the fascial tissue, guess what? You have improved circulation. So you can say cupping does improve circulation. That is true, okay? But cupping is not pseudoscience. In fact, the thing that you see improve the quickest is range of motion. And I see it with all my clients, myself included. Cupping just improves range of motion like no one's business, and that's because it stretches that restrictive fascial tissue. So cupping really improves circulation because it stretches the fascial tissue, and increases range of motion, again, because it stretches the fascial tissue, okay? That is what cupping does. I mean, and cupping can be dated back at least to ancient China, maybe even ancient Egypt. And actually, I had even mentioned on the post that it was actually something my grandparents used to do to each other, because massage wasn't really a thing that was known about, but cups were. And cups were kind of the at-home massage. We took a candle, put a glass cup over it, and let it do its thing, okay? Something I also wanted to talk about is fire cupping, which is exactly what I just described that my grandparents like to do. And everyone has their own way of doing the fire cupping thing. I really don't recommend it. Not just from you can potentially get burned perspective, but really the issue is the pressure, okay? And that's actually what this whole Reddit post was about. It was about some I don't even want to say massage therapist because I don't know who did it. It could have been a chiropractor, could have been some Chinese lady at an illegitimate massage parlor. But regardless, yes, if cups are put on too tight, they absolutely can bruise you. And that's why it's really important to communicate with your massage therapist. Hey, is this hurting? If it is, speak up. Sometimes though, what I always tell my clients is if it hurts for more than a minute and then it doesn't kind of settle in, then you need to go down in pressure because we're not doing any good at that point. You're just guarding. We're not really making the progression we need to be with the tissue. But yeah, so fire cupping, you have no control over the pressure at all, right? It's just however big the flame is and the size of the cup, that's the pressure that you get when the oxygen is extinguished by the fire there. So you can't control the pressure with that. What I have at my studio that I recommend most people have are anything that is a pump or spring loaded. And actually, what I can do as a massage therapist, as an experienced massage therapist, is I can actually feel through the spring-loaded pump when I need to stop pumping, when the pressure is optimal. I can actually feel that. I call it a bounce rate, essentially. The tissue tells me, hey, no more, or hey, you can keep going. So spring only, spring loaded action cupping only, no fire cupping. Other than that, don't think cupping is bad. Don't be discouraged by the bruising. The bruising is really the only thing I'm not a huge fan of, but if it's done right and people can do multiple sessions, pretty much you're gonna notice is the cups actually become less and less apparent as far as the marks go. The bruising becomes less and less, and you can actually leave them on longer and longer. They won't turn a dark red, purple very quickly at all. And you don't have to do that. But if you want a more aggressive stretch, especially in the fascial tissue, which we all know physical therapists love to do, then I would absolutely recommend go as much as you can handle. All right. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Sorry I had to go on a little bit of a rant here, but misinformation is a dangerous thing out there. And the last thing we want to do is start telling people, hey, cups are bad, when in fact they are just the opposite. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you guys are in Denver or Littleton, Colorado, and would like to experience some proper cupping, feel free to reach out at breathemassagefitness.com, or you can give us a call at 720-689-6900. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks so much for watching.